Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel after my short hiatus. Over a year ago I participated in the annual Fakemon Drawing challenge called Fakemon Ultra Color, and the theme was cryptid. Everybody who participated created a Fakemon line based on this theme. And it's once again time for this challenge. I got tagged by none other than RedParagonG to participate, so here we are. Thanks Red for tagging me, I hope you enjoyed this video. Before I reveal the theme for this year's challenge, I want to say everybody who wants to participate can participate until the end of the year by making a Fakemon design and video. Just use the hashtag you see on the screen right now so we can find your video. And in the end I will tag a few creators who I would like to see join this challenge. However, no one is forced to or anything, it's just for fun, so if this sounds like something you want to do, please feel free to do so. So, the theme for this year's challenge is called Duality, and the logo was made by the amazing Lava Tyrant. Please check him out. It's definitely a more open-ended theme and you can do a lot with it. Go wild with your creativity. Originally, I tried to design completely new Fakemon for this challenge. I made a few rough sketches, however due to an injury I wasn't able to finalize them. However, this gives me the opportunity to show you a really special Fakemon that accidentally fits the description Duality, so I decided to go with it. And this Fakemon is pretty special because it's the leader of my region's main legendary trio. These Pokemon play an important role because they usually give you a complete picture of the concept of the box art legendaries. I knew that all three will have some sort of space related stuff going on, and this member is supposed to represent the Fable area of the Jermanzburg Region, while the other one will represent the Shift and the Gridlock area. The Fable area is a bit more magical and basically the place where dreams come true. So I brainstormed a bit how I could combine anything space related with the whole dream coming true concept, and I think the most natural thing to do is a shooting star Fakemon, because if you see a shooting star you can make a wish and it allegedly turns true if you don't tell anybody, so I figured that could be a cool aspect. At first I thought I was gonna make a serpentine looking legendary with some Milky Way imagery, however I already have a lot of serpentine Fakemon so that didn't make it, but I like the Milky Way kinda thing, so I sketched a more humanoid Milky Way Fakemon, but that looked way too similar to another Fakemon I've designed, which I haven't released yet. However, this time the humanoid aspect stayed. Then I made a quick sketch of a meteorite hitting a planet and was like, okay, that's interesting. So I sketched the silhouette, or a rough silhouette of a shooting star or a meteorite with a big tail, and then tried to sketch the design into that shape. So I started to sketch a few ideas. All of them included giant wings that will be the tail of the shooting star. And well, I guess shooting stars are, I believe, nothing more than rocks that hit our atmosphere and then basically just burn up, so I sketched a humanoid body made out of rocks and planet looking parts. Also a few different heads, but I went with a pretty simple one. Out of my few scribbles I chose this one to finalize. I still tried out a few different things on the head, but in the end it will basically look the same as my sketch. I put a few holes in its body to make it look a bit uneven, and because for example the moon has a lot of craters in it, and I would just guess meteorites and shooting stars have those too, I guess. You can see I included a few rings around its body. I tried out a few positions that looked cool but didn't really convey the vibe I wanted. I wanted to include at least one ring because Saturn has a ring and it always looks pretty cool and spacey. Spoiler alert, these rings are actually also a hint to a different official Pokemon, which I don't want to spoil right now, but I guess if you know Pokemon it's pretty obvious. Please let me know in the comments if you have a guess. I wanted its body to look comparatively small to its giant wings because that's what you see when you see a shooting star, just a giant tail. And it was actually pretty hard to color it because drawing glowing stuff is always a nightmare to me. Besides its giant wings, its arms and legs are made out of a fiery material. I guess it's basically melted stone because shooting stars, like I said, burn up, so the material gets really hot until nothing else is left. And I wanted to showcase that by making a few parts basically melting. Now to a bit lore. I don't want to spoil everything, but here are a few informations I can give you about this Fakemon. It's very important when it comes to the creation of the landscape of the Jermanzburg region. As you've seen in the beginning, it basically crashed into the Jermanzburg region and left a giant meteor crater that I had mentioned when creating the first draft of my map a while ago. The crater now split into a part where the land is more, well, basically a desert, and the other part's like a rainforest, and the other one like a savanna type of thing. However, I want to remake the map, and I also want to include a few pieces of land that broke off, and they're probably gonna form like some sort of islands. And I'm not 100% sure if I want to do this, but as of right now my region does not have like a gimmick, and I thought about introducing Paradox Fakemon because I've already drawn a few, and Mega Evolutions, but I'm not 100% sure if I can incorporate that. However, I also thought about introducing a new gimmick, well, kinda new gimmick if you, I don't know. I don't even know if you can call it a gimmick. It would be a special type of Fakemon which has to do with fossil Pokemon. I'm still thinking about how exactly I want to do this, but basically my idea was that in this desert area there were a lot of fossils. However, due to the impact of this Fakemon right here, the landscape got rearranged and the fossil parts were just thrown around and got mixed up, and when scientists try to bring them back to life, they accidentally mixed up those fossils, which is basically the concept of the Galarian fossils. However, I want them like to be more their own thing. I don't want them to just like look like, hey, I took the head of one Pokemon, turned it upside down and put it on the body of another one. I literally, like, I've made a few like concept art for it, and I took parts and completely rearranged them, and I still like, I think it's a cool idea, and I like how they turn out so far. I haven't really drawn them yet because my arm was not in the mood for that. It's just a bit more chaotic, I guess, and yeah, this has nothing to do with the fake one. I just wanted to tell you the idea. I'm still working on it, and in general also the lore of this fake one. It's not completely done yet. And here it is, the shooting star form of Mametorite. The name is a fusion of meteorite and mamoru, which is Japanese for to protect. So basically it's a protecting meteorite. Its typing is rock and fire for hopefully obvious reasons. You may be wondering how this fits in with the duality theme. Well, it has a second form. When I started sketching ideas for this Fakemon, not only did I come up with the design inspired by a shooting star or a meteorite, however, I also tried to make a more, well, design that is inspired by a sun or a supernova. Even though the shooting star meteorite is already a pretty large Fakemon, I wanted to go above and beyond with this form. The proportions have changed a bit, it's now more upstanding, the head is not on like the front but on its top part. The main focal point of this design are still its wings. I didn't necessarily want them to look more outstanding, but just more eye-capturing, I guess. I modeled them after like a burst of energy or an explosion. Between the wings, these 4 blue parts you can see, that's supposed to resemble a shockwave, because when meteorites hit the ground or like the earth, they usually create a crater and send out a large shockwave which destroys like the surrounding area. You have to imagine these parts to be like building up slowly, so I imagine this to be the signature move, and I don't know if this is too overpowered because like I don't do stats and moves and stuff, I just like to draw, but basically it would build up over like 4 turns and then one hits the opponent. Like, I know there are already moves that one-shot a Pokemon, but usually they have like low accuracy or take 2 turns. And since this is a legendary, I imagine like, okay, well, this attack will take forever. However, it always has 100% accuracy, it can't fail, you can't escape by using moves like dig or protect. This will also won't protect your Pokemon. Like, it's basically the Exodia of Pokemon moves. yeah, I don't know, I just think it's a really cool concept for a move, but I don't know if that's like too overpowered or actually too weak. I have no idea. I'm not a game developer. If you have any experiences with stuff like that, please let me know what your opinions are, because I really can't judge that. But back to the design. I gave it a more weird looking face by putting 2 rings around its face to make it a bit more unsettling. I also gave it only 1 eye in the center. It has 2 more rings on its arm and 1 on its chest, and it can blast energy waves out of it, like the stuff between its wings. Contrary to the shooting star form, its arms and legs are now not made of melting stones anymore, because now they are fully formed and ready to battle. Usually Pokemon have expressionate faces because they are supposed to be likable, and it's kinda hard to show like emotions when you don't have an expressionate face. But I thought for a legendary that is associated with like destruction, stuff like that, it would be fitting to not have an expressionate face. I haven't decided how exactly the shooting star form would turn into this one. It would definitely be through an ability, of course. Okay, maybe it could also be an item. I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I still have a bit of time to brainstorm. Like in the other form, there are a few design elements that hint to what other Pokemon it is connected to. If you have any ideas, again, let me know. And here it is, the Nova form of Mametorite. It is said when Mametorite changes into its Nova form, it causes destruction and chaos. If this was a game, this would probably be like the end encounter, your end level boss. I already have a good idea how the last arc of the story would play out, however I still have to finalize it, let's call it that. Also write it down, I have not written down anything. So here they are, the leader of my legendary trio from the Jermanzburg region, the shooting star form of Mametorite and the Nova form. It was definitely a lot of pressure designing these type of Fakemon, because they just have to be right. Like, I mean, it's not a game, but usually Pokemon fans are really critical, especially of starters and the legendary Pokemon. So I tried my best. Please let me know in the comments what you think about them. I obviously haven't told you all the lore about this Fakemon because I want to save it for a later video, but at least in my head it's pretty cool. So now I want to tag a few creators that I think would be amazing in this challenge. However, like I already said, you don't have to participate if you don't want to or just don't have time, that's perfectly fine. You also don't have to justify yourself if you don't want to participate. So the first artist I want to tag is PewterCityJim, a talented artist who makes an original Fakemon region based on Poland, which is pretty rare. I don't think I've ever seen a Fakemon region based on Poland, at least not on YouTube. There are 5 episodes so far, you can watch it and you will definitely see some pretty creative ways on how to make a Fakemon concept. The second artist is Magicart, a relatively new member of the Fakemon YouTube community. There are 8 videos for you to enjoy so far, and every single one is worth your time and support. And last but definitely not least, DeadBedSpread. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain who DeadBedSpread is. You probably already know him. I saw that he recently started to redesign his childhood Fakemon on stream again, so I figured he may be interested in some Fakemon challenge, even though I also think he probably doesn't have time for it. But I mean, it doesn't cost anything, so. Like I said, if this challenge sounds like fun to you, please participate. You don't have to be tagged by anyone to participate. This challenge is for everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out all the artists I've tagged and all the talented artists who participated in this challenge. I know everybody has been putting a lot of work into them. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to not miss any future videos. Tell me your opinions in the comments as usual. Oh god. And see you in the comments.